Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Today is March 30th. Baseball, it's back. Let's talk about it. Hello, everybody. My name is Steven. This is the middle of the order. How are we doing today, ladies and gentlemen? It is so good to be back. Couple things to say really quickly. First and foremost, I cannot believe that this is episode 300 of the podcast already. I mean, this is what is now a fourth year I've been doing this. I appreciate all the support I've ever gotten on any of the episodes that we've ever done, whether you're new listening on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts from. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for being here. And let's get into opening day because it was a lovely opening weekend. So much great baseball. So many things to talk about that I feel like I missed things when I was writing things down on my sheets here. Like, there is so much that happened. I feel like this is one of the most eventful opening weekends we've had in a long time. And I'm so excited to get through to all of this stuff with you. Hopefully I got all of it covered. And with that being said, once again, thank you for episode 300. Thank you for listening to this episode if you're here. And with that being said, let's jump into the first 2026 series recap. We start with the A's and the Blue Jays. Kevin Gausman was absolute lights out with 11 strikeouts in 6 innings outside of a solo home run to Shea Langoliers. The miscommunication by Soderstrom and Clark allows Jimenez to get a 2 RBI triple for the lead. The Jays sent out Hoffman for the save, and he starts this season as he ended last year by giving up a clutch game-tying home run in the 9th, again by Shea Langoliers. That ties it up. That just sets up a dramatic ending to the first game with the first ever walk-off of 2026. Andres Jimenez gets the walk-off single up the middle and nabs their Jays their first win 3-2. In Game 2, this game turns on its head in the 6th. Shea Langoliers hits a grand slam to break a 2-2 tie and put the A's up 4, and his third home run already on the year. Blue Jays score 1 in the 7th, 2 in the 8th. And with less than 3 outs to go, Alejandro Kirk launches a game-tying home run in the 9th to send the Rogers Center into a frenzy. We go to extras where both teams score in the 10th, but in the 11th, this time it's Ernie Clement. A walk-off single. The Blue Jays win their first 2 games both via a walk-off single from their 8th and 9th hitters. That's what they do. Blue Jays 8-7 in 11. Game 3, George Springer, first pitch, first Springer dinger of 2026. That's how you want to start off a Sunday game here. And that was only the start. Jesus Sanchez hits his first home run as a Blue Jay, and Kazuma Okamoto hits his first ever MLB home run as the Jays cruise to their first sweep on the young season, a 5-2 win. Twins and Oilers now. A starting pitchers duel between Trevor Rogers and Joe Ryan would see 6 scoreless innings before the Oilers get a lead on a sac fly and grab an extra run on a Blaze Alexander single, which was enough for the opening day win. Baltimore takes a 2-1 victory. Another low-scoring game for Game 2, but this one had at least a couple of fireworks and extra runs as Royce Lewis hits the first Twins home run of the year. That put the Twins up 2 in the 5th as they held the Baltimore Oilers from there for their first win on the season, 4-1 Minnesota. Tyler O'Neill might not have extended his homering on opening day streak, but he can still hit them as he hit the first Oilers home run on the year to get Baltimore back into this one after the Twins scored 4 runs in the 2nd. Shout out Dylan Beavers. A 2-run double put the O's ahead, but that didn't last long as Royce Lewis once again hit a game-tying home run in the 7th. But Baltimore wouldn't let that last long either as they went on to score 3 runs in the 7th, including Pete Alonso's first Oilers RBI on a single. Baltimore hangs on. They get a series win and beat the Twins 8-6. Guardians and Mariners, a 4-game set here. Shout out Chase DeLauder playing in his first regular season game. Of course, made his MLB debut in the postseason last year, and he starts it with a bang, hitting his first major league hit for a home run to get the Guardians going in this one. New Mariner Brendan Donovan hits a leadoff home run for his first as a Mariner. That ties things up. Shout out Dominic Canzone. He gets a 2-homer day, hitting 2 solo shots in this one. Luke Raley goes deep for the Mariners as well, the 4th Mariner solo shot in this one. Guardians were still up, and who else but Chase DeLauder? He gets the insurance with his 2nd home run of the game to secure the 6-4 Guardians win. Another first at-bat home run for Chase DeLauder. Get to know the name. He already has 3 home runs on the season. Unfortunately, that was the only Guardians run, though, as the Mariners learned they need to hit more than just solo shots, as Cole Young hits a 3-run home run. Luke Raley, a 2-run home run. The Mariners even the series up, a 5-1 win. For Game 3, we move along in this one. Guardians up by 1 in the 9th, but the Mariners were threatening, and Julio Rodriguez comes through. He gets the game-tying RBI single, which forces extras, and there was one man who was very happy about that. Chase DeLauder hits his 4th home run of the season already, and in his 3rd straight game. Luke Raley also went deep in extras here. He goes deep for a 3rd straight game as well. But the Guardians still had that extra run. The Mariners didn't. And that is what gives the Guardians a 6-5 win in the 10th inning. In the last game, it's all Seattle for the first Sunday night baseball game. Brendan Donovan hits his 2nd home run as a Mariner. They score 4 runs in the 4th. Meanwhile, Emerson Hancock and Chris Well are the only 2 pitchers who pitched in this game for the Mariners, and they hold the Guardians to only 2 hits as the Mariners and Guardians split the 4-game set 8-0 Mariners. Angels and Astros also played a 4-game set, and it's a welcome sight by all as the first Angel home run of the season was hit by Mike Trout on opening day, who also had 3 walks in this game. Nolan Shanuel also goes deep in this one in the 9th for some insurance. The Angels blanked the Astros for an opening day win, 3-0 Halos. 2 games, 2 Mike Trout home runs. Yeah, I could get used to saying that. Josh Lowe hits his first home run as an Angel, a go-ahead home run. A very emotional one at that, as well, as his mother passed away from brain cancer just 3 weeks ago. Zach Neto also went yard for the Halos, while Jordan goes deep for the Astros' first home run of the season. But the Angels take a 6-2 victory over the Astros here. For Game 3, Oswaldo Peraza and Jorge Soler both hit their first home runs of the season to start things up. The Angels at one point had a 6-run lead, but the Astros bats finally woke up for this series. They went on to score 11 unanswered runs, including 8 runs in the 6th alone, all without a home run. Nolan Shanuel, he would hit another 9th inning home run as a 3-run shot to make it a 2-run game, but the Angels were just too little, too late to try and come back in this one. Astros get their first win, 11-9. And for the last game, it's a fun back and forth one. The Astros scored 4 in the 2nd. The Angels respond with 4 runs in the 3rd to tie it. Zach Neto breaks that tie with a 2-run home run, only for Christian Walker to tie it back up with a 2-run double. Late in this one, the Astros scored 3 in the 8th. Paredes gets a 2 RBI double, Altuve an RBI double. They hold on for the win and split the 4-game set with the Angels for the year, 9-7 Astros 2 apiece. Rangers and Phillies. Schwarber is back in Philly, and he's making his presence known, launching a 2-run home run in his first at-bat of the season. Alec Bohm would add on later with a 3-run home run, and as this one was all Philly until the end, when the Rangers started scoring. 3 runs in the 9th, including a 2-run homer from Jake Berger, made it more nerve-wracking, but the Phillies hang on for a 5-3 opening day victory. Another Jake Berger home run in Game 2, as well as the first Corey Seager bomb of the year. Rangers would hold on to a 3-0 lead the whole game until the 9th, where, similar to the first game, the Phillies scored 3 runs in the 9th, like the Rangers did, except the difference is the Phillies had a 5-run lead. The Rangers only had a 3-run lead. Brandon Marsh comes through with a 2 RBI single. This game is tied, and we are going to extras. But don't worry, Rangers fans. You guys retake the lead on a wild pitch. Then a single from the not old Andrew McCutcheon. Rangers hold on for a 5-4 victory in 10. Brandon Nimmo in Game 3 hits his first home run as a Ranger, as does Andrew McCutcheon, who again, not old, cough cough, Pittsburgh Pirates. Rangers had a 6-run lead and didn't feel like losing it this time. They hold on and take 2 of 3 in this series, an 8-3 victory against the Phillies. Rockies and Marlins now. Miami's first run of the season was thanks to the new guy, Owen Casey, who hits an RBI double and then later on comes in to score on a Javier Sanjoja single. Rockies could only get 1 run on a Jordan Beck single as the Marlins take the opening day win 2-1. Shout out TJ Rumfield in Game 2. He got his first MLB hit in the first game, but hits his first ever career MLB home run in his second game, and that starts the scoring in this one. Ezekiel Tovar hits his first home run of the season. The Rockies were up 2 before Liam Hicks hit a 2-run tying home run. We're all knotted up. And in the bottom of the 8th, it's once again Owen Casey. An RBI single gets the Marlins the lead. They get the 3 outs for the save. 4-3 Miami in Game 2 here. For Game 3, the Marlins debut their new retro teal uniforms that they wear on Sunday home games. And not only are they the best looking jersey by far, but there might be some magic with them as well. The Rockies scored 3 runs in the first on a Jordan Beck bases clearing double. The Marlins got 1 run in the first, 1 run in the second, and it stayed 3-2 for Colorado from that point on. But with 2 outs in the 9th and a runner on, it's the rookie Owen Casey wraps up a great first weekend as a member of the Finns. He hits a walk-off 2-run home run to steal the Rockies' first win of the season away from them. He gets Miami an opening weekend sweep, where he had a huge role in all 3 games. Miami wins it 4-3 for the sweep. Royals and Braves now. Braves opening day was filled with home runs as they launched 3 of them en route to the opening day victory. Ozzie Albies in the first, Drake Baldwin in the third, and a 2-run Michael Harris the second home run in the fourth. Sales started on what was a Braves shutout, 6-0 Atlanta there. In Game 2, it's our captain Salvador Perez hitting the first Royals home run of 2026. The Royals were up 2-0 in the 9th, just 3 outs away from their first win, but the Braves went on a crazy rally. They score a run on a Mike Yastrzemski single, and then Michael Harris II hit a game-tying single, but the Braves, they didn't want to play extras, so up steps Dominic Smith, who was playing in his first game as a Brave. He launches a walk-off grand slam, which comes 2 weeks after his mom passed away from cancer. For a very emotional but happy moment for him, the Braves steal this one from the Royals with 6 runs in the 9th, 6-2 Atlanta. The Royals were going to make sure, though, they didn't get swept. Bobby Witt, an RBI single. Carter Jensen, the first home run of the season for him, as well as a sac fly for him. Vinny Pasquantino, an RBI single. And those 4 runs were enough to thanks to Royals pitching. They hold the Braves to just 1 Drake Baldwin solo home run. Kansas City avoids the sweep with a 4-1 victory. Pirates and Mets now, the start of opening day, and the newest Pirate is hitting the first home run of the 2026 season as a whole. Brandon Lau goes yard versus the newest Mets pitcher, Freddie Peralta. But the Mets offense plus Pirates defense gets it back in the bottom of the 1st. They score 5 runs off of Skeens after 2 massive and huge mistakes by the center fielder O'Neal Cruz. And just like that, Skeens has his shortest outing of his career, not even getting through the 1st inning. Brandon Lau homers again, as well as Ryan O'Hearn as the new guy for the Pirates. Keeping them kind of close in this one, but as close as the Pirates got, the Mets kept adding, including one of MLB's top prospects, Carson Bench. In his first ever MLB game, he hits his first ever MLB hit, which just happens to be a home run. The Mets with an 11-7 victory on opening day. In Game 2, after both teams couldn't get a single run through the first 9 innings, we head to extras with the help of a ghost runner at second. Both teams score their first runs in the 10th, but one of the new Mets called game in the 11th, down 1. Luis Robert Jr. cracks his first home run as a Met. It's a walk-off 3-run bomb as the Mets win it 4-2 in 11th. Game 3, Brandon Lau, his 3rd home run of the season already, as he had another game that we need extras though. And thanks to a spectacular relay by the Pirates to get Lindor out at home plate, representing the game-tying run, they earned themselves their first win of 2026 to avoid the sweep. The Pirates with a 4-3 victory through 10 innings. Nationals and Cubs, we keep moving. Nationals with a more aggressive team this opening day as they got home runs from Joey Weimer, Jacob Young, and Brady House. Their pitching was able to hold the Cubs to 4 as they took the opening day dub 10-4. Cubs scored 4 runs in 2 different innings in Game 2. In the 2nd and in the 6th, they had their first homers of the season. Miguel Amaya with a solo shot. Ian Happ, a 3-run home run for the Cubs' first win of the year, 10-2 Chicago. And in the road match, Joey Weimer hits another big home run to set the tone, a 3-run bomb in the first. Alex Bregman would hit his first home run as a Cub, and it would end up being a back-to-back blast with Ian Happ, who homered Bregman, but they weren't both solo shots. They were both solo shots, Nats still had the lead. Keibert Ruiz would add 3 more runs on a sac fly, and then a 2-run home run in his next at-bat. Alex Bregman, he goes deep again for 2 homers in the game, but it's just another solo shot. The Nationals took the road match. They take 2 of 3 from the Cubs on opening weekend, a 6-3 Nats win. White Sox and Brewers. Chase Maedroff hit a leadoff home run to start the White Sox season on a good note, but then the Brewers went on to score 14 unanswered runs, scoring in 5 of the 7 remaining innings. Sal Frelick, Jake Bauers, they both homer for the Crew. And speaking of homers, the other White Sox run in this game came off the bat of the rookie Munetaka Murakami, who launches a home run for his first ever MLB hit in his first ever MLB game. Jacob Mizorowski, 11 strikeouts, was brilliant. 14-2 Brewers once again giving it to the White Sox in Game 2. They start with 3 runs in the first. How about Murakami hitting another home run in this one? Bryce Terang, Christian Yelich, they both collect 3 hits each as they roll to a 6-1 victory. And in the last game, the White Sox start this game well. It's another young rookie stud, Colson Montgomery. He hits a grand slam to put them up 4 in the first. The Brewers immediately cut that in half thanks to Gary Sanchez hitting a 2-run home run in the first. Murakami continues what was a fantastic first weekend in the big leagues. 3 games, 3 home runs. He goes deep again. Everson Pereira homers to give the White Sox a 5-run lead, but the Brewers had that fight in them. They score 6 runs in the 8th. Yelich being the difference maker, hitting a 3-run go-ahead home run to put the Brewers up as they finish off the sweep of the White Sox with a very gutsy comeback win, 9-7 Brewers. Rays and Cardinals, what a game to start the year. First, the young prospect J.J. Weatherholt in his second at-bat gets his first career MLB hit, which just so happens to be his first MLB home run, 2 for the price of 1. Then we have a wild 6th inning, which was basically the rest of the game. The Rays battled and got scrappy hit after scrappy hit. They score 6 runs in the 6th, but the Cardinals took something out of their playbook because they went on to score 8 runs. Yes, that combined 14 runs in that inning, and that was capped off by a 2-run shot from Alec Burleson. The Cardinals win a thriller on opening day, 9-7, thanks to Burleson. In Game 2, the Cardinals were down 4-0 in the 9th. The Rays were down 4-0 in the 9th. It seemed the Cardinals were going to go up 2-0, but similar to that comeback last game, the Rays got 3 back-to-back hits to score 4 runs off of singles and scrappy hits, and now we need extras, but in a way that's a good thing, as it's J.J. Weatherholt, the young kid in his second ever game, hits the winning run the walk-off home run wins it for the Cardinals. In case you forgot, his second damn game. Sorry, it was not a walk-off home run. It was just a walk-off base hit. But still, his second damn game already hitting the walk-off. 6-5 Cardinals. Rays were tired of losing already 2 games into the season. They went on to hit 5 doubles in this game, scoring 3 runs in 3 different innings. The Cardinals were just overmatched in this one, even though Jordan Walker, Nolan Gorman, and Pedro Pages all homered for the Redbirds. It wasn't enough. 11-7 Rays. Red Sox and Reds now. Boston was getting all the hits in this one, but was having trouble finding runs until the 7th when they broke with one thanks to a single from Cedane Rafaela. The Red Sox out-hit the Reds 12-4, but only scored 3 runs while holding on to the shutout 3-0 Boston. Lots of home runs in this one, and missed calls from CB Buckner, even with ABS. It's the young Sal Stewart hitting his first of the year. Ellie De La Cruz goes yard. Those 2 red home runs had them up. Trevor Story homers for the Red Sox. But in the 9th, the Sox were still down 1, but down to their last out, Wilyer Abreu hit a moonshot to tie this game up. We need extras, and after nothing in the 10th, new Red Dane Myers introduced himself to the fans with his first hit as a Red, being a walk-off winner with a single to left. The Reds get their first win of 2026, 6-5 with 11 innings there. 2 homers made up all the runs in this one. Wilyer Abreu gets another one, a 2-run shot for the Sox, but the Reds have an old friend to save the day. Eugenio Suarez hits his first home run for the Reds since 2021, a go-ahead 3-run home run, as that would do it for the Reds, who take 2 of 3 from Boston, 3-2 Cincy. D-backs and Dodgers now. The D-backs had some fight versus the Dodgers. Geraldo Perdomo hits a 2-run home run to start the scoring in this game, but an inning later, the Dodgers put up a 4 spot to take the lead with a 3-run home run from Andy Pages. Kyle Tucker picks up an RBI double in his first game with the Dodgers, and Will Smith homers later on. The Dodgers pick up right where they left off, an 8-2 victory. In Game 2, these teams trade home runs as Ketel Marte goes deep for the D-backs while Alex Freeland goes deep for the Dodgers. This game turned for LA though when Mookie Betts hit a go-ahead 3-run home run. Alek Thomas was able to tie it up with a 2-run double, but in the 8th, it's of course Kyle Tucker in his first weekend set with the Dodgers. He comes through with a go-ahead RBI single to put LA up with 3 outs to get. So you sound the trumpets for Edwin Diaz. He comes in for his first save as a Dodger and gets a 5-4 LA victory. In the last game, the D-backs once again putting up a fight, and this time they had a lead in the 8th inning. They needed to get this win versus the Dodgers, but Will Smith had other plans. He hits a go-ahead 2-run home run to put the Dodgers from down 1 to up 1. As the trumpets sound again, the Dodgers take care of Arizona for an opening weekend sweep, 3-2 LA. Tigers and Padres, we're still not done. Detroit with a run in already, and the bases loaded in the first. They sent up the rookie Kevin McGonigal, who on the very first pitch he sees in the big leagues, ropes it down the line for a 2 RBI double for his first MLB hit and RBIs. Dingler singles in the next at-bat, and the Tigers start 2026 with a 4-run inning. They would add 4 more in this game, including a Dylan Dingler 2-run home run, as opening day was all Tigers, 8-2. A little back and forth game had the Padres up 1 in the 8th. This was also thanks to Jackson Merrill, who robbed Kevin McGonigal of his first ever MLB home run. But like the last game, the Tigers love to score 4 runs in an inning, and they did so here in the 8th. After Riley Green tied it with a single, Kevin McGonigal hit a go-ahead 2-run single to put them up, followed by Dingler with an RBI single for some insurance. Tigers hold on for another great win, 5-2 Detroit. For the last game, Randy Vasquez shut down the Tigers in this game, only allowing 2 hits. The bullpen was lights out for the last 3 innings, and the Padres picked up a run on Tatis with an RBI single. They score a run on an error from Glaber. They add 1 more thanks to Jackson Merrill with an RBI groundout. The Padres salvage the series with a win. They avoid the sweep with a 3-0 victory. And lastly, Yankees and Giants opening night, the first game of 2026 on Netflix, which in my mind was a pretty shit job from their score bug to all the interviews and taking away from parts of the game. But I digress because this game itself was good. The Yankees got to Webb with 5 runs in the second, while Max Fried shoved. The Yankees win the first game of 2026 with a shutout 7-0 victory. Aaron Judge, the ambulance destroyer in this one, launches his first home run of the season, which landed and dented the ambulance in left field. Giancarlo Stanton also homers in the same inning, as the Yankees were the only runs that scored runs in this one. 3-0 Yankees, again another shutout. Giants down 1 finally score their first run of the season after 20 scoreless innings, only for Aaron Judge to hit a go-ahead 2-run home run to give back the lead to the Yankees as they start the year off with a sweep of the Giants. 3-1 the final Oh My Series recap. I don't know if there was just so much that was going on or if I'm just rusty, but that is the longest series recap I've ever done. Let's get through the game of the weekend very quickly. We're taking you to opening day. Rays and Cardinals, very impressive game. J.J. Weatherholt hits his first career home run, his first career hit in the bottom of the third for a 1-0 Cardinals lead. Top of the fifth, Jonathan Aranda, he goes deep for the Rays to tie it up at 1. And then brings you this 6th inning. Chandler Simpson, an RBI single. Jonathan Aranda, a sac fly. Ben Williamson, an RBI single on a soft ground ball to the pitcher. John DeLuca, he gets a single to center field for 2 runs that score. Nick Fortes, he singles on a ground ball to the shortstop. Weekly hit balls, bloops, etc. 6 runs for the Rays that inning. Bottom of the 6th, now it's the Cardinals' turn. Nolan Gorman, he singles to score 2 runs for the Cardinals. Nathan Church then singles to get another 2 runs. J.J. Weatherholt, a sac fly. And then Ivan Herrera, a sac fly. All of a sudden, from down 7-1, it's now 7-7. Alec Burleson with a runner on. He crushes an absolute tank job. Griffin Jackson knew it off the rip. A 2-run shot puts it 9-7 Cardinals. That's the game. That's the win for St. Louis. A very fun and impressive win. I mean, you go down 6, you come back scoring 8. That's how you show grit. That Brewers-White Sox comeback, the 9-7 victory for the Brewers, that was another good game. There was a lot of good games, and I think that's why we had so many, such a long series recap. I mean, 25 minutes for a series recap is insane. I don't think I've ever had one that long. No matter what, I'm going to call it rust with a mix of just so much stuff to talk about that. I'm definitely going to have to cut that at least in half for the next episode. We're going to work on that for sure here moving on. Let's give out some shoutouts from the weekend because there was just so many things that happened and so many things to talk about. All the opening day starters, just quickly shouting them out. Max Fried, Logan Webb, Paul Skeens, Freddie Peralta, Shane Smith, Jacob Mizorowski, Cade Cavalli, Matthew Boyd, Joe Ryan, Trevor Rogers, Garrett Crochet, Andrew Abbott, Jose Soriano, Hunter Brown, Tarek Skubal, Nick Pavetta, Drew Rasmussen, Matthew Liberatore, Nathan Eovaldi, Christopher Sanchez, Zach Gallen, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Tanner Bybee, Logan Gilbert, Luis Severino, Kevin Gosman, Kyle Freeland, Sandy Alcantara, Cole Reagans, and Chris Sale. All of those guys, congratulations. Some of them have already made opening day. Some of them it was their first one with a specific team. Some of them was their first time ever. So it's very an honor to get that first game for your team, to be that ace of the staff. And these 30 guys are those for those teams. Also, shout out Josh Lowe and Dominic Smith, both hitting emotional home runs. I mentioned it in the series recap, which you might have skipped through because of how much I was to talk about. They both lost their moms to cancer in these last 3 weeks, and both of them had huge home runs this weekend to help their teams win games. Of course, Josh Lowe, in Game 2 of that Angels-Astros series, he hit a go-ahead home run that put them up, and that was a lead they never lost to. And then, of course, Dominic Smith, in his first game as a member of the Braves, 2-2 tie with the bases loaded, hits the walk-off grand slam. Both were really feeling it, and you can tell what it meant to them as well as to the teams as well. You know, very emotional, good home runs there. When you go through all 30 teams, we got 5 teams that are haven't lost yet. Sweeps galore. Blue Jays, Yankees, Dodgers, Brewers, and Marlins. Basically, 4 of the top 5 teams from last year plus the Marlins. That's exactly what you get from the top teams this opening day weekend. The teams that got swept / haven't won were the White Sox, the Athletics, the Diamondbacks, the Rockies, and the Giants. 3 teams you kind of expect, and then 2 teams in the NL West, because apparently it's not hard enough for the Dodgers to already win that division. So shout out to all those teams that were winning, and hopefully those teams that were losing can turn it around. We got to talk about a lot of stuff, and we want to do it kind of quick because this episode is going to be an hour long if we don't. We had so many things and notable records stand out from opening weekend here. The Marlins, they start 3-0 for the first time since 2009. Absolute wild stuff there. How about the Blue Jays, the pitchers in that series against the A's? They had 50 strikeouts, the most in the first 3 games of a season in MLB history in the modern era, of course, which dates back to 1900s. They got 16 Ks in game 1, 19 in game 2, and 15 in game 3. The Blue Jays also got 11 plus strikeouts from their starters on back-to-back games for the first time in their franchise's history, which is celebrating their 50th anniversary. Kevin Gausman, Dylan Cease, both were brilliant. Jacob Misiorowski set the Brewers opening day record, 11 strikeouts in his game there. Back to the Blue Jays, Dylan Cease, he set a Jays history with the most strikeouts for a Blue Jays debut. He had 12 in his first game. Absolutely insane stuff. Shout out for the Angels with the day Mike Trout hits his first home run of the season, first game. It's their first win on opening day since 2001. They went on to win game 2, and it was the first time since 2007 that the Angels went 2-0 to start a season. Since 2007, almost 2 decades since the Angels went 2-0 to start a season. Insane stuff there. Johan Duran, believe it or not, became the first Phillies pitcher ever to save a game on opening day. And mind you, the Phillies have been around since 1883. And he's the first ever to record a save for opening day. That is some crazy history. Alex Cora, he got the first ejection of 2026. The Marlins vintage teal uniforms that they wear on Sundays are now the hands down the best uniforms in baseball. You have to go look at that. Go watch the Owen Casey walk-off home run. They are incredible. I need to buy one of those jerseys ASAP. Definitely going to get an Owen Casey jersey in that style as well. It's the first time in Yankees history that they started a season with back-to-back shutout victories, and only the 18th time it happened in MLB history altogether. Insane stuff there. Dominic Smith, his walk-off grand slam while making a team debut. That's the first time in MLB history for them. I'm not surprised. There's a lot of little, things in that little stat there, but those are a lot of the records, and I'm definitely missing a bunch still. But like I said, it was an absolutely crazy opening weekend. And for me, the big highlight of opening weekend was who's going to win these Rookie of the Year awards. The rookies this weekend were insane. Every single one of them. Munetaka Murakami, Chase DeLauder, Kevin McGonigal, Carson Bench, Kazuma Okamoto, JJ Weatherholt, Sal Stewart, Colson Montgomery, Owen Casey, just name after name after name. I mean, Carson Bench hits his first ever hit, and that's a home run. That's on opening day. Kevin McGonigal, he gets his first hit on the very first pitch he sees in the big league, and it's a 2 RBI double. That first game on opening day, he went 4 for 5 with 2 doubles, 2 RBIs, and 2 runs. It's your first day here. What are we doing? JJ Weatherholt, he gets his first hit, which is a home run on opening day. He then walks it off for the Cardinals in his second ever game. Munetaka Murakami, he first home run on opening day. His second game, he hits another home run. His third game, he hits another home run. And Chase DeLauder, he did the exact same thing. His first hit in the regular season, mind you, because he did have a hit in the postseason. He was making his regular season debut. He hits a home run on his very first at-bat. He then homers again in that game. and then he homers the next game, and then he homers the next game. He's up to 4 home runs in his first 3 games in the regular season. Both Murakami and DeLauder join Kyle Lewis and Trevor Story as the only 4 players to homer in their first 3+ games in the big leagues. Kyle Lewis with 3. Chase DeLauder now with 3 as well. He, of course, played Sunday Night Baseball yesterday and did not homer, so his streak ends. Trevor Story is at 4. So Murakami, if he homers in his next game with the White Sox, which is today, he would tie Trevor Story's record for 4 straight games. His first 4 games, 4 home runs, and if he does that, he would have a chance to break it with 5 the next day. Some new stuff there. Kazuma Okamoto, his first MLB hit in his first game, and 2 games later, he hits his first MLB home run. Check and check. Owen Casey with an incredible weekend, driving in the first Marlins run in Game 1, helping them to that win. In a tied game in Game 2, he hits the go-ahead double to bring in another run. He helps them win Game 2. And down by 1 with 2 outs, he gets a walk-off home run. He was a huge part in all these games for the Marlins to go 3-0 to sweep the Rockies. Owen Casey's going to be a dog. And by the way, that walk-off home run is his second ever MLB home run. Sal Stewart, I'm not even done talking about the rookies. That's how many of them had such amazing weekends. Sal Stewart was 7 for 10. He homered. He was the only player this season, or so far in the 3 games, to finish the weekend with a 2+ OPS. He's the only one. He's the only player, he's the first player to reach safely 10 times in the first 3 games of a season, 22 years or younger, since 1964. And then also shout out TJ Rumfield. He's one guy who, not is on a lot of people's radars at the start of the season, but he got his first MLB hit in his first game and picked up his first MLB home run in his second game. So, I mean, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like 10 rookies that balled out in these first 3 games. Absolutely insane stuff. I'm going to quickly give some thoughts on ABS because I was lucky enough to go out and go to a ball game. Went to 2 games this weekend, and I got to see it live in person. Obviously, watching a bunch of games, you got to see it, and it is awesome. It is the best thing that we've had, one of the best rule changes that we've had in a long, long time. I mean, you go look at that Red Sox Reds CB Buckner game. I think it was the second game. He was awful. It was so funny. They had a moment where Suarez strikes out. He rings him up on a strikeout. Suarez challenges. It's wrong. The very next pitch, CB Buckner strikes him out again. He challenges again. CB Buckner's pissed, and he's wrong again. Like ABS, there were a lot of calls that were missed, and obviously that's the whole point. You're not going to challenge everything. You only have 2 challenges. You don't want to risk maybe losing one early when you need one late in a close situation. But there were so many of them, and even Aaron Judge's, his first home run of the season, he first ABS was a strikeout. He challenged it. It wasn't a strikeout. Then he homers. So I mean, like it's saving the games instead of a guy who strikes out because an umpire misses a call. He gets a chance to go out and hit a home run to drive in some runs to help his team win these games. I've loved seeing the strategies. I've loved seeing some of the catchers using it. We had a couple pitcher calls with it in the Baltimore game. It was phenomenal. You can go through, watch some of them. It's amazing. It's leading to great moments too. I mean, the one that I went to, it was a 3-2 count. Pitch is called. It's a ball. They challenge it. Wrong. It's a strikeout, and that is in the 9th inning. That's an electric way. Instead of a leadoff walk, a leadoff strikeout because of the ABS. It was phenomenal. I love it. It's fantastic. I cannot shut up about how amazing it is. Let's quickly go through some extensions here that happened and some other things. The Cubs signed Pete Crow Armstrong and Nico Horner to 6-year extensions. PCA gets 6 years, $115 million. Nico Horner gets 6 years, $141 million. So both of them will be around until 2032. PCA's contract will go just under $11 million for the first 3 years, then just under $21 for year 4, and then just under $31 for years 5 and 6. While Nico Horner's contract will go $23 million this year, $23 million next year, and then $20 million the next 4 years. He has a $5 million signing bonus, and $10 million will be deferred as well. And the Cubs weren't the only team to extend, because Shane Baz also got a 5-year extension from Baltimore for $68 million. He'll make 1.8 this year, 7.8 the following, then 10.8, followed by 21.8 mil and 25.8 mil in 5 years from now, making almost $26 million. I'm not sure if Shane Baz is going to get to that level, but they see something they like. He's going to be with Baltimore until 2031. Tommy Pham, he signed a minor league deal with the Mets just before opening day. And then Jason Hayward, he officially retired from baseball. He had a phenomenal career, 41.5 WAR. He had 186 home runs. He was an All-Star winner. He's a 5-time Gold Glove winner. He was part of the Cubs win in 2026. His first years in Atlanta was always fantastic. That year in St. Louis, I mean, he was his top 15 MVP voting. He finished second in Rookie Year voting back in 2010. You could argue that year in St. Louis, where he finished 15th MVP voting, that was maybe his best year, and it was a 1-year stint there. He had some great numbers with the Cubs, but definitely started to fall down after COVID. Had a small stint with LA for a year and a bit, went to Houston for a little bit, and then last year was with the Padres, 34 games, had 15 hits, 2 home runs, and that is where he calls it. So Jason Hayward, a 16-year career, wishing you a happy retirement there. Let's move into the hot and colds. We actually have our normal stuff to do now because, again, episode's already running on long. And if that doesn't help, let me, instead of adding 5 guys who are hot and 5 guys who are cold, just pick out a handful of guys because there's so many amazing stuff that happened this weekend. Sal Stewart for the Reds, 7 for 10. He had 3 doubles, a home run, 2 RBIs, 2 runs, 3 walks, did not strike out. He finished with a 2.069 OPS. And by the way, at first base, he took a 100+ mile an hour hit from Roman Anthony off of the wrist and was okay. Insane stuff from him. Shea Langoliers was 6 for 12. He had 3 home runs, 6 RBIs, 3 runs, a 1.788 OPS. Munetaka Murakami, 3 for 9, 3 homers, 3 RBIs, 4 runs, 4 walks, a 1.871 OPS. Chase DeLauder, 6 for 17, 4 home runs, right? Leading the league in home runs, 5 RBIs, 5 runs, a 1.412 OPS. And so far, 3 of these 4 guys I've mentioned are the rookies. But here's some mentioned guys. Mike Trout, 6 for 13, 2 homers, 3 RBIs, 5 runs. He had 7 walks, a 1.573 OPS. That's good to see. Hopefully he can stay healthy. Brandon Lau, in his Pirates debut for the opening weekend here, 5 for 12, a double, 3 homers, 4 RBIs, 3 runs, a 1.750 OPS. Good start for him. Another rookie, Owen Casey, 5 for 10, 2 doubles, a homer, 4 RBIs, 2 runs, a 1.500 OPS. He is a sneaky candidate for the NL Rookie of the Year. Andrew McCutcheon, Pirates. He's not old. He had a great opening weekend. 4 for 9, 2 doubles, a homer, 4 RBIs, 2 runs, a 1.444 OPS. Andres Jimenez for the Blue Jays was 6 for 11 with a triple, 4 RBIs, 3 runs, a 1.310 OPS. And by the way, he had a walk-off hit. The first walk-off of the year belongs to Jimenez. Yandy Diaz, the most hits opening weekend, 9 hits. He was 9 for 16 with a double, 5 RBIs, 3 runs, a 1.213 OPS. And also shout out Luke Raley, 4 for 14. He had 3 home runs, 6 RBIs, 3 runs, a 1.262 OPS. Tied Langoliers for the most RBIs of the weekend. For those cold players, a lot of guys either struck out a lot or got no hits. That's basically the list here. Josh Young was 0 for 12 with 5 strikeouts. Caleb Durbin, in his first series with the Red Sox, he was 0 for 12 with 3 strikeouts. Brenton Doyle, he was 0 for 9 with 0 for 11 with 2 strikeouts. Patrick Bailey was 0 for 9 with 2 strikeouts, as was Casey Schmidt, 0 for 9 with 2 strikeouts. Kerry Carpenter was 0 for 11 with 6 Ks. Bo Bichette got booed in his Mets debut from the Citi Field faithful. He was 1 for 14 with 8 strikeouts. Brent Rooker was 1 for 13 with 8 strikeouts. The guy who finished runner-up for MVP, Cal Raleigh, was 2 for 15 with 10 strikeouts. He and Manzardo were tied. Cal Manzardo 2 for 16 with 10 strikeouts. Obviously helps when you play a fourth game compared to everyone, but definitely some tough opening weekends for some of those players. We do have a couple of injury updates, both coming from the Milwaukee Brewers, as Jackson Chourio and Andrew Vaughn both land on the 10-day IL. Chourio has a left hand fracture, while Vaughn will have a fractured hamate in his left hand. Of course, we know a couple of those players got taken out, such as Jackson Holliday and Carroll, with this same injury. He will be out 4 to 6 weeks, about a month gone for Andrew Vaughn. Which now brings us to some outstanding performances from the weekend here, the first weekend of 2026. Max Fried, 6 1/3 innings, 2 hits, no runs, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. Jacob Mizorowski, 5 innings, 2 hits, a run, 3 walks, 11 strikeouts. Trevor Rogers, 7 innings, 3 hits, no earned runs, 4 walks, and 5 Ks. Joe Ryan, 5 1/3, only 1 hit, no runs, 2 walks, and 7 Ks. Garrett Crochet, 6 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts. Tarek Skubal, 6 innings, 3 hits, no runs, no walks, and 6 Ks. Christopher Sanchez, 6 innings, 3 hits, no runs, no walks, 10 Ks. Jose Soriano against the Astros, 6 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 4 walks, 7 Ks. Cam Schlittler, 5 1/3, only 1 hit, no runs, no walks, with 8 strikeouts. Sandy Alcantara, 7 innings, 4 hits, no runs, 2 walks, and 5 Ks. Michael McGreevy for the Cardinals, 6 innings, no hits, no runs, 2 walks, and 5 Ks. He was taken out with a no-hitter going on. Michael Wacha, 6 innings, 3 hits, no runs, a walk, and 7 Ks. Randy Vasquez was great, 6 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 3 walks, and 8 strikeouts. Emerson Hancock, similar to McGreevy, 6 innings, no hits, no runs, a walk, and 9 Ks. And shout out all the Blue Jays starters in that series. Kevin Gausman, 6 innings, 1 hit, 1 run, no walks, 11 strikeouts. Dylan Cease, 5 1/3 in his Blue Jays debut, 3 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, and 12 strikeouts. And Eric Lauer, 5 1/3, 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, and 9 strikeouts. They were brilliant all weekend long, including that bullpen. Blue Jays pitching blew me away. As we take a look quickly now at the standings check, I did mention it already, but we have 5 teams that are 3-0, 5 teams that are 0-3. Blue Jays, Yankees, Marlins, Brewers, and Dodgers remain lossless, while the Giants, Rockies, Diamondbacks, White Sox, and Athletics remain winless. And if you notice something about those teams that I just said, 3 of them are in the NL West. The Dodgers already have a 3-game lead over 3 teams. It's the biggest gap by far. Blue Jays lead the division with 2 games up on the Dodgers and Rays. Tigers lead the division with 2 games up on the White Sox. Rangers lead the division with 2 games up on the A's. Marlins lead the division with 2 games up on the Phillies. Brewers lead their division with 2 games up on the Pirates and Cubs. And the Dodgers are 2 games up on the Padres, 3 games up on the Diamondbacks, Rockies, and Giants, because the Dodgers were 3-0, and the other 4 teams in the NL West were 1-4-11. It was just 1 Padres win against the Tigers. Insane stuff. Shout out the Yankees. They only gave up 1 run all weekend long versus the Giants. Very impressive pitching stuff from them. And the Brewers. And I know it wasn't, against the White Sox, but 29 runs. That was more runs than either the Angels, Astros, or Mariners, Guardians, who had 4-game sets. Brewers had the most runs, 29 runs. They were incredible against the White Sox here. Let's take a look now at the upcoming series from the weekend here, or for the week, I should say, because there is still more baseball to be had. Of course, we only got through the first 3 to 4 games of the season. The Colorado Rockies are heading up north to the Blue Jays. What a series that could be if the Rockies can maybe get a win there. Rangers versus the Oilers. Twins at Royals. Yankees at Mariners. That's a fun one. Red Sox at Astros. A's at Braves. Nationals at Mets. White Sox at Marlins. Mets at Cardinals. Angels at Cubs. Rays at Brewers. Pirates at Reds. Giants at Padres. Guardians at Dodgers. And the Tigers at D-backs. Those are the 15 matchups for the week. There's obviously still debuts to be had and some special moments to be had here early into the season. Cody Ponce will be returning from the West Coast leagues there. I believe he was from the MPB or the KBO. I think it was the KBO he was from. He makes his MLB debut since, I believe, 2021 when he left for the Blue Jays. Ranger Suarez, he's making his Red Sox debut. Edward Cabrera will make a Cubs debut. Mike Soroka makes a Diamondbacks debut. Chris Paddock will make his Marlins debut. Justin Verlander will be making his first Tiger start since he got traded back in 2016-17. Chris Bassett will make his first O's debut. Shohei gets his first start of the season. Shane McClanahan, that's a start to watch for the Rays fans. If he's as good as he was before he's been gone the last 2 years with injuries, he's back and pitching. He set a start this week as well. So a lot of those guys making starts this week for their teams respectively. And just, a phenomenal weekend overall here. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it. An absolutely crazy long episode. It's the first one, so bear with me. We're going to make sure we get these a little bit shapened up, smaller and smaller here. Definitely need to fix up that series recap, find less things to talk about. But an opening weekend that was filled with records and history, and the rookies were just balling out. I could not leave anything out, man. Everything I want to talk about, I had to talk about. We'll see what happens this week because I'm sure there'll be plenty of more things to talk about. I appreciate you all for listening. Thank you, everybody, so much. I'm so happy we're back, and I will see you on Friday.